Uchiha Itachi, a villain or a hero? If the Western world had Joker or Loki, the East always has Itachi. When it comes to the best villain candidates in the anime universe, people always nominate Griffith of Berserk or Johan Liebert of Monster. These are solid picks if you ask me. However, none of these guys can actually match the world building that was revolved around Uchiha Itachi. We all know that Uchiha Itachi in the later part of the series was revealed to be a rogue hero after all. Because of this, fans are confused to what kind of treatment they should give to this exceptional Naruto character. In this video, I will lay down my thoughts for this matter and see if they make any sense to you. If you completely disagree with them, then just put down your snarky ideas in the comment section below. So, let's begin. From the get-go, Itachi was set and designed to become an extraordinary shinobi. He was introduced as someone to be extremely hated, as much of the first parts of the Naruto series were focused on the dire atrocities he committed against Konoha. He slaughtered his very own clan, which is, of course, despicable, whichever way you look at it. But, in the later part of the series, it was revealed that Itachi only did this because of several strings of inevitable predicaments. If you have forgotten what took place, then allow me to give you a short recap. The entire village saw the Uchiha clan as the suspects for the rampaging of the nine-tailed beast. The authorities forcibly removed the entire clan to a certain secluded part of the village so that they could easily be monitored. Agitated by this, the Uchiha clan wants to plot a rebellion. This was foreseen, of course, by the village elders, especially by Danzo. Itachi, as one of the Anbu captains at the time, was tasked to quell the rebellion by any means necessary. But this is not yet the boiling point. The very trigger that pushed Itachi to the edge was Madara. During the course of the massacre, Itachi spotted a masked man, which he eventually deemed as a real Uchiha Madara. Itachi then assumed that Madara is plotting a sinister plan against Konoha. To stop this, Itachi approached Madara and made him a deal. He assisted Madara in wiping out the clan in exchange for sparing the village. Take note that Madara hated his own clan because they abandoned him and his ideals. Now, are these actions of Itachi justified or worthy of praise? Are there other ways he could have saved the village and his clan without forsaking himself? Regardless of your opinion, let me emphasize that the actions of Itachi are never shallow. They are so complex that they can divide your sense of morality. Killing your comrades and your family for the sake of peace is something that you should question right from the start. Why should you even kill your kins in the first place anyway? Even if they're scheming something bad, letting them be murdered by you is not the only way to seize their upheaval, right? Come on, Itachi is an Anbu. Danzo is a very clever person. Hiruzen Sarutobi is generous and forgiving as hell. Why did it have to result in that? Even if the clan's resolve could no longer be compromised, a one-man massacre should not be the only course. Konoha is a ninja village. They could have just arrested the clan instead of killing them, and this would have been a win-win situation. Why? First, the rebellion would have been quelled, and second, our beloved Itachi should have been saved from being miserable and sordid. But what about Madara? Wasn't he planning to obliterate the village at that time? If Itachi didn't make the deal, then Konoha would have been turned into rubbles by now. I guess this argument is pretty solid, but it's not yet there. During that time, Madara's powers were still not fully recovered. Obito has not yet gathered the tailed beasts with the help of the Akatsuki, so there was no reason at that time for Itachi to worry. In fact, he could have faced Madara at the time, who was not yet at the peak of his strength. If he was not too aloof, he could have shared this information to the village and classified it as a threat. Madara is not too stupid to attack a powerful shinobi village with his powers not yet fully rejuvenated. Right from the start, I always thought that Itachi shouldn't have done the things that he did. It is quite irrational if you think about it. Some of you would say that Danzo is a triggering factor. Hey, I do agree with you on this. But take note that Danzo would never dare lay a finger against a prodigy like Itachi. I can safely assume that during that time, his experiments with the Sharingan eyes were not yet complete. So why did Itachi bow down his resolve's insanity to him? Itachi had the choice not to resign himself to that kind of predicament. But since he did, then maybe Itachi has his own way of settling things. Maybe my reasons and arguments are too easy to say, yet hard to execute. But come on, my recommendations are way better than killing your clan and leaving your little brother in a teenage despair and trauma. You're being a jerk rather than a hero, honestly. If Itachi really cared about peace, then he should have solved things in a peaceful manner. Does it sound impossible to you? Does it sound impossible to Naruto? You be the judge. But okay, let's give Itachi some credits, because at the end of the day, what he did is something that we should really admire. Just don't look at the dark side of things. Focus on his reasons. In most animes, most villains are not portrayed with this different kind of backstory. It's very rare to see a show wherein a hero was disguised as an enemy. Let us realize that rivalry between Naruto and Sasuke will never come to fruition hadn't been to Itachi. You see, Itachi was the one who selected Sasuke as the only person who was allowed to redeem him and his crimes. Even before the eventful night took place, he already chose Sasuke as the only rightful being to eliminate him. Sasuke eventually learned the truth why Itachi betrayed the village. This made Sasuke hell-bent against Konoha, and by waging a war against Konoha, you're also waging a war with Naruto, who wants to be the Hokage of the village. This further fueled their bedlam. Without Itachi, one of the greatest rivalries in the anime universe would have never been incepted. Another important thing that we should look at here is Itachi's fealty to the village and the idea of peace. To pave the road for the future, Itachi betrayed his own family, comrades, and clan. He sided with the Akatsuki, a criminal organization, to keep things in check. He became alone and hated. If Itachi was selfish, he could have been a potential candidate as the 5th Hokage. But we shouldn't downplay things here. What Itachi did to his family is still heinous and downright evil. Even if you're stuck with such a dilemma, I'm pretty sure that you can never compel yourself to do the things that Itachi did. It's always a question of whether Itachi deserves respect or hatred. However, we can't deny that by playing the villain, he made himself an unsung hero. His deeds were able to save the ninja world countless of times. Despite being labeled an enemy, it was Itachi who ended the Edo Tensei ninjutsu. His genius was seen once more as he was able to find a way to escape from the binds of the spell in a pinch. And because he was able to break free, he was the one who confronted Kabuto and used the Izanami to stop the Edo Tensei. If he didn't convert Kabuto, the outcome of the Fourth Shinobi World War would have probably been different. The moment he bid farewell to Sasuke for the last time was truly heartbreaking and tear-jerking, and somehow this moment changed the winds of Sasuke. Itachi is a villain on the surface, but for those people who do know his true story, he is deemed as a hero. We can always rest on the fact that without him, the entire series of Naruto would have been a broken story. A good villain for me is someone who can drive the protagonists to the next level. A villain is petty if he just kills and destroys without any profound reasons. That would make the story bland, boring, and predictable. But Naruto has offered a different characterization for Itachi. They showcased him as a cold and heartless shinobi, but in truth, he had sacrificed his sanity, pride, and redemption for the sake of the survival of the ninja world. Nobody saw it coming. So, what are your thoughts about this? Is Itachi a hero or a villain? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching my videos.